Hey y'all, if you could please stop scrolling for like 5 seconds. My name is Sharon. I'm just a student who got accepted at Seneca College in Toronto. I'm just coming on here to ask for help. I'm currently experiencing like a lot of financial difficulties. I had to take a pause in my schooling this semester just because I just couldn't afford to keep paying for my apartment. My car broke down. I'm in between jobs, guys. I got let go about a month ago now, and I just been in between jobs ever since. I've been trying to do Instacart in the meantime while I wait for someone to call me. I'm going to show you guys what my paycheck's been looking like for the past 2 weeks. As you can see, it's not really bringing in any money, even though I'm spending 10 to 12 hours a day in the streets trying to hustle my way up to make the tuition amount and the living expense amount that I'm gonna need to stay over there. So I'm just hopping on here just to ask for your guys' help, just so you have like an idea of what it's gonna be like. It's $4K for my tuition, and then on top of that it's gonna be about $8K for my living expenses, and that's not even including rent. Rent in Toronto is like $2K a month. So it's just really tough situation. I've got a month to get all this money together, so I'm just asking if you guys could support my GoFundMe that's in my bio. Even if it's just like $5, anything helps. And if you can't support in that way, just a like, a share, a comment would be greatly appreciated, or saves. Thank you so much, guys. I'll keep you updated on everything. And yeah, thank you.
America, I know we live paycheck to paycheck for those that are not business owners, but it's very hard and annoying when your paycheck comes and you know it's for bills. That second paycheck at the end of the month, you know it's for bills. You know, like this one, you're not saving this one. Just like you work 2 weeks of your life just to pay bills. America is hard.
Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work? These houses, they want you to pay $1,000+ for rent, and they're 1980 houses. You gotta have a deposit, last month's rent, first month's rent. Like, why do I need to pay last month's rent? I don't understand that. Car insurance, car payments, they're rip-offs. Why am I paying $300 for car insurance? I don't understand. Health insurance, skyrocket. Food, skyrocket. Like, I just don't understand how I will ever be able to afford to wake up and go hop on a plane and enjoy my best life. I just don't understand. By the time my kids get to adulthood, they're gonna have to pay to open the door to walk out of their own house. I really, really, really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day. Like, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Like, I need to know, y'all that get to wake up and take trips and go across country and do $100 shopping sprees at Target every single day. What are you doing? What's the secret to life? What is the secret recipe that you have that we don't have? Let us know.
If there's one thing I would never take from myself, that's my own advice. As someone who has been unemployed for 1.5 years, but is self-employed, just makes no money, so I don't give myself any credit or grace when it comes to calling it my job, because I'm in debt. And the advice that you should not take is that I don't care.
I have been in debt most of my life. I have made really bad financial decisions, and I've had a horrible mindset towards money and credit cards and debt and everything for so many years. I will say in 2020, I got very serious about my debt payoff, about budgeting. I got very into it. And then in about 2022, I fell off and I just kind of completely forgot about it. Didn't really pay attention to it, whatever. So I've always been like in and out. I've paid off my credit cards and then I'm good. And then I get back in debt. And And it's like this endless cycle, you know? But I'm finally at a point now to where I've changed my mindset. I'm doing better. I'm working on paying off my debt, and I'm like serious about it this time. And I'm like, no more after that. But it is so easy to get so wrapped up and consumed in the fact that you have the open credit and you have easy access to all this money. At one point, I had almost $100,000 in open credit, and nobody needs that much money. Nobody needs that much open line of credit. And I just was in my head of thought, oh, it's like, I need that for what? Because then you're just gonna spend it. And I would just spend and spend and spend and spend on what? And now it's like, I don't even know what the hell I would spend my money on. And I could make so many videos about what I did spend my money on. At the end of the day, it's all just stuff. And I will say there is some stuff that I don't regret. Like, I've gone on many trips and I've seen so many concerts and I've done so many things and I've had fun and I've enjoyed my life, but I didn't need to put it on a credit card. And that's the most important thing. So when I'm out of debt, finally, for the last time, I'm not gonna get back into it, and I'm gonna enjoy my life and pay for things cash, because I can and I will be able to. I can't wait for that day.
You know what concept doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever? Door dashing or doing any delivery service in order to make gas money. What? Like, why am I sitting here having to waste my gas, what gas I do have, which I'm on a quarter of a tank, in order to make more money to just put it back into my gas tank, because my paycheck from my day-to-day job only lasts me like 4 days before it's gone because of all the bills and debt that I live in every single day. So I have to rely on DoorDash to feed me and drive me places. It makes no sense at all whatsoever.
Let me say this right from the jump. A lot of modern women are finding out the hard way that being independent in today's economy is not empowerment, it is exhaustion. Because right now, we're watching woman after woman break down online, not over luxury, not over lifestyle, but over survival. Today, we're diving into the stories they are posting, the debt they are drowning in, the mistakes feminism didn't warn them about, and why, for a lot of modern women, winter is officially here. Let's get into it.
I just need someone else to come on here and tell me that they're not the only one that's living paycheck to paycheck and putting themselves into debt with credit cards. Not for funsies, not for shits and giggles, but for necessity. Because I know I can't be the only one out there that's doing that. And it's frustrating because I work a decent job, okay? I work a decent 9-to-5 job. And that alone right now doesn't even equate to paying my bills. And that's a mortgage, that's groceries, that's gas, that is childcare, that is preschool, that is any other expense under the sun, electricity, water, food, like, I don't know, anything else. I don't have anything in my savings at this point. PNC did alert me today that I in fact do have nothing. So that's great. And it's the first of the month. So fabulous. How are we surviving? Can someone fill me in on that? Because I'd really like to know. I really don't know where to go from here, honestly. It's just like every month is a struggle. So
here's a woman doing everything right. On paper, 9-to-5 job, mortgage, childcare, budgeting, and she's still drowning, and she's not alone. This is the new normal for the strong, independent woman. Why? Because society told women to replace partnership with credit cards, replace family with the government, replace fathers with benefits. Now the credit cards are maxed out, the savings alert is at zero, and the government isn't stepping in. This is what happens when you build a life on individualism instead of partnership. Independence sounds good until rent is due.
Have y'all ever heard the saying, living paycheck to paycheck? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me put it in perspective for you. I had $1.83 in my bank. I just swiped credit at the gas pump so I could get $10 for gas because I was on E, my friend. And hopefully in 2 business days, I get that $10 back in my account because my bank does not play, man. They charged me $40 in overdraft fees because I was overdrafted 7 pennies. I ain't even playing it. Banks do not mess around with their money, even if it's 7 pennies. So, all that to say, please hit all these buttons so I can get TikTok paid and get my $10. Love you, bye.
Here's the thing nobody wants to talk about. A whole lot of modern women are out here looking financially confident on the outside, but behind the scenes, they're one unexpected bill away from total collapse. And nothing exposes that faster than this TikTok video making the rounds. A woman explaining how she had $10 to her name, needed gas, and had to swipe a credit card just to move her car. That alone tells you the state she's in. But then it gets worse. She overdrafts her account by 7 cents, not $7, not 77 cents. And the bank smacks her with a $40 fee. That's the economy right now. The poor pay the highest price for being poor. Single independent women are taking the hit most. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody on TikTok wants to admit. This isn't just a bad luck problem. This is what happens when a woman is living on one income, juggling kids, a mortgage, childcare, utilities, groceries, and everything else society and feminism told you you'd be able to handle alone. This is what I don't need a man looks like when the bills show up. Inflation hits, childcare raises, groceries jump, interest rates climb, and suddenly independence starts looking a whole lot like survival mode. And the banks, they don't care that she's struggling. They don't care that she's trying. They don't care that she's doing it alone. They only care about the 7 cents she didn't have. This is the hidden crisis no one wants to name. Single income households, especially single mothers, are getting destroyed right now. Because the system was never built for one person to carry the weight of an entire family. And videos like hers, they're not rare anymore. They're the warning signs of what's coming next.
I don't know why I'm making this because nobody's going to watch it, but I created this account to talk about and track my progress in paying off the immense debt that I am in. 90% of the debt I'm in is student loan debt. So a lot of people have told me we'll just file bankruptcy, but unfortunately I can't do that for a large sum of the debt I'm in. So I'm using social media as a way to try to pay off my debt. In this video, I'm just going to go over the different kind of debt I'm in, how much it is, and where it's coming from. Let's jump right in. This is my Discover credit card, and I have about $9,000 there. This is my Capital One credit card. I have about $6,000 there. This is what's remaining on my car. I bought my car back in November of 2022, so COVID pricing had affected this. I do split my car payment into 2 during the month. I pay $300 at the beginning of the month, and then that $346.91 at the end of the month. Time for the fun stuff. My student loans. This is the smallest student loan account that I have. This is the only loan that is not federal as well. So this is a private lender. I owe about $4,300 there. This is the second most scary one. I have federal loans in my name, and then my mom took out loans for me as well. So this half is in my name. I owe $99,000 here, and the monthly payment on this amount where things sit currently is $1,000 a month, and these payments are supposed to kick in December of 2026. This is the first loan in my mom's name, sitting at about $40,000. The second loan sitting at about $36,000. And the last loan sitting at about $41,000. And the monthly payment for the loans in her name are about $1,400 per month. So I'm looking at a total monthly payment of $2,400 just for my student loans, which is absurd. I am working 3 jobs currently to try to chip away at my debt. And I know what you're probably thinking. How could you put yourself in this situation? What is wrong with you? What did you do? Yada, yada, yada. I've heard it all. I'm very aware of my situation, and unfortunately, life just didn't work out the way that I thought it would. I have more than one college degree. I went to graduate school, hence the large student loan debt. I did use my degrees for a little while, but then COVID hit. I wasn't working anymore. I had an infant child that I stayed home with, and one thing led to another, and I'm in the situation I'm in. It is what it is. I try to take it one day at a time, but the cloud that's looming over my head, especially about my student loan debt, is consuming me. It's horrendous. So if you think that you're in bad debt, I guarantee you that my situation is worse. Unless you went to med school or law school, I probably have the most debt that you've seen. It sucks. It's really isolating because my peers don't really understand the situation I'm in. My siblings didn't go to college, so they don't have any student loan debt. So it really sucks, but I'm trying to do everything that I can to chip away at this debt and get it under control. People have told me to file bankruptcy, which I have contemplated for the credit cards at least, but you can't do that with student loans. So I either need to save a ton of money in the next year because my payments start in December of 2026, or I need to pass away because this is too much. So you're not alone.
Let me paint you a picture. A young woman sits down, looks straight into the camera, and tells the world she's in $250,000 of debt. Not because she bought a house, not because she invested in a business, not because she made some wild luxury purchase. No, because she chased degrees. Degrees on degrees on degrees, a stack of academic paperwork that can't buy her a career. In a world where AI is already replacing half the jobs she trained for, she breaks the numbers down. Credit cards, private loans, federal loans, and a future minimum payment of $2,400 a month. And here's the kicker, none of it can be wiped away by bankruptcy. Student loans stick to you like glue. She'll pay with her money, her time, her mental health. And she'll pay for decades. She's working 3 jobs just to breathe. She's documenting her life online. She looks exhausted, isolated, frozen. And I want you to understand something important. This isn't just one woman's story. This is the reality of thousands of young women who were sold a dream. Feminism told them, focus on your career. Chase degrees. You don't need a man. Men will only hold you back. But it didn't tell them the fine print. A career is not guaranteed. A degree doesn't guarantee income. And life does not care about your academic resume. And here's the part no one wants to talk about. Many of the degrees these women chose, they're not employable. They don't build skills. They don't bring value to the marketplace. And in 2025, companies are literally replacing entire teams with AI. So these women are coming out of school with degrees that don't pay, debt they can't clear, and expectations that no partner is obligated to inherit. Because let's be real, men today are looking at these situations and saying, why would I walk into a relationship with a woman who brings 6 figures of debt, emotional burnout, and a mindset built around independence? Men aren't being cruel, they're being logical. You can't tell an entire generation of women, you don't need men, then turn around years later, expecting a man to show up as the bailout package for decisions she made alone. The math isn't mathing, and that's why I keep saying, winter is here. Not in a dramatic, doom-filled way, but in a very real, very practical way. The economy is tight. Jobs are shrinking. Debt is rising. AI is accelerating. And the social safety nets aren't catching anyone. This woman's story is a warning, a mirror, a glimpse into a future where chasing degrees you can't use and refusing partnership until later leads to a financial trap you can't escape. Dear modern women, this is what happens when the world tells you to choose independence at all costs, but forgets to warn you about the cost. Degrees won't save you. Career promises won't protect you. And men, they're no longer volunteering to be the rescue plan. Winter is here, and for a lot of women, it's going to feel very cold.
I just paid my rent, right? And I'm so happy I got my rent paid. But for some reason, I still have an unsettling feeling. And I think it's because I used my whole check to pay my rent. Now I have to go 2 more weeks without money. And my phone bill is due tomorrow. You see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm trying to get at here? That is the true definition of living from paycheck to paycheck. Like, I just literally pay bills. I can't do anything else. I can't even buy me a bottle if I wanted to. Like, and I'm trying to figure out how, like, I know how it got like this because it seems like a lot of places have stopped paying their employees. Like, my job doesn't pay me overtime anymore. Like, I literally went from being able to make up to $2,000 to now I can, like, barely make $1,000. So I can make over $1,000. Like, I'm not saying, like, but it's at the cost of, like, overworking myself. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep overworking myself just for a little $1,500, $1,600 check. I'm not doing that. And I'm honestly very baffled at the amount of money that we make for the amount of work that we do. I still haven't heard back from the other job. I'm like, they keep telling me I'm still trying to get cleared. And I'm like, how? When I should already be in the system. I literally work for your sister company. But, yeah. I can't even, like, bask in the moment of knowing that I paid my rent. Because, one, I had to use, like, 4 different loan apps. That's what I did when I got this apartment. I used loan apps because I was still short from paying the move-in fee and the first month's rent. So I have to wait till my pay bills back up to pay those back. And then when I pay those back, I'm completely broke. Like, I don't have anything behind that. I literally have to wait 14 days for another check, and I will still be broke because I will have to pay back my pay, and I'm about to cut that feature off so I never have to deal with it again. So that's already half of my check gone. And then I have to pay for, like, my afterpays. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And I'm just really sitting here thinking to myself, like, wow. Like, I'm, like, in shock. Like, I keep thinking, like, you know, people in Asia, they literally pay their rent and still got a bottle to go out and go get some soju and pork belly. while I'm sitting up here, I can't even, like, go buy a stick of gum. Like, insane. And people are delusional and call this the land of the free. Baby, no, this is, like that man said, Bafo, I think his name, I don't really remember, but this is a dictatorship. And I actually been saying that. But yeah, this is a dictatorship. This is not no land of the free. This is not no land of the free at all. This is definitely a dictatorship. I also wanted to say thank you to Nathia for helping me. Like, your donation was literally, like, it was enough. It was touching. Like, that really like it showed me that, you know, some people do care. I really did appreciate that. But yeah, that's my rant for today.
Let's talk about another story that's becoming way too common. A woman breaks down online, explaining what it actually feels like to live paycheck to paycheck in today's economy. And not the cute, I'm broke until Friday type. I'm talking real survival mode. She says when she finally pays her rent, instead of feeling relief, she feels fear. Because the moment the rent clears, her entire paycheck is gone. Zero left. No breathing room. No cushion. Nothing for the next bill that's already waiting for her tomorrow. And the reason? Her job cut overtime, her main source of extra income. One policy change, and suddenly, she's drowning. Now she's relying on short-term loan apps, the predatory stuff, just to pay off last month's emergency. So every new check arrives already snatched up by old debt. She describes it as a cycle she can't escape, a system built to keep her broke. She even calls America a dictatorship, because the financial pressure feels like control, not freedom. Here's the hard truth. She's not lying about the economy. It's brutal out there. Costs are up, wages aren't. But there's a bigger conversation that nobody wants to have. This level of economic stress, it is much harder to handle alone. And I'm not talking about dink couples. Women teaming up with another woman to make 2 incomes on purpose while avoiding family and partnership. That's a whole different dynamic. I'm talking about a real partnership, a committed relationship with a man, two adults pulling the weight together. One person covers rent, the other covers groceries. One person handles utilities, the other handles emergencies. Two incomes, shared burden, shared future. Because here's the uncomfortable math. This woman's financial collapse is happening because she's solo. Everything depends on her, her job, her hours, her health, her luck. One small change, like losing overtime, and her whole life cracks. And another truth people refuse to admit: women, generally speaking, spend more. Beauty, lifestyle, convenience, subscriptions, emotional purchases, it adds up. Men can live on almost nothing when times get tight. A man can eat cheap, dress simple, grind through the storm, live off the bare necessities, and stack resilience. Women often struggle more because the way they've been conditioned to live requires a bigger lifestyle, and a lot of that lifestyle was supported historically by marriage, not solo survival. So in this economy, being alone hits women harder than it hits men. You can call it unfair, you can call it old-fashioned, but you can't call it untrue. This woman's story isn't just about one paycheck, one rent bill, one loan app. It's about what happens when you try to survive today's economy without support, without partnership, and without the stability that two-income households naturally create. Winter is here, and in winter, going solo is the fastest path to freezing to death.
To be honest, most of these women shouldn't be fighting this fight alone. But when you are conditioned to pick degrees over relationships, benefits over father, and independence over partnership, you end up carrying 100% of the weight with 0% of the backup. This economy isn't changing anytime soon. The question is, will modern women change with it or get crushed by it? If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop your thoughts below, and share this with someone who needs a reality check. Winter is here and it's not going away. See you in the next one.